Guys, 10 story in one. Don't pay attention to my lip. You might have laughed behind the camera right now, but a serious something. I almost lost my tooth. Dropped on the bed this morning, the frame, licked my teeth, well, my tooth, and it hit my lip. So that's why you see it. Anyway, I just drug on the week, so I come talk to you because I'm trying to be intentional about the way I look these days. I don't know if it is winter depression I kick in. I hope not. But I just want to keep up looking good. So nobody sees the new update about express entry, that LMIA is no longer or will no longer be a thing. I think it's already in place. Guys, you know how long I want to come talk to you about these updates? Has anybody seen it? It's crazy. I saw an update. It's nothing big. It's just one of those simple updates. I think it's update regarding international students being able to work 25 hours or, something that's not so bad. And I said to myself, with all these updates, I wonder if Canada is gonna do away with the international student or the studying part of the express entry. It just came to my mind because I'm saying if every recent change is about scores being high, not getting by default a visitor visa to match the duration of your passport, like all those temporary and permanent resident application is just pure, I don't know if chaos is the word, but it's negative in this time. And I'm saying, what if they decide that they are going to cut out the study part of the express entry, which means that you won't get any points for studying here? That would be painful because as you can see nowadays, the updates that they're making are effective immediately. So usually they would say by December, 1 month time, or this doesn't apply to people who already applied, or something like that. But no, they are forcibly saying right now at this moment this is what we're going to do. That would be crazy. But what's crazy is that I thought about that and then this update, that's wild. I mean, not a lot of people really get LMIA points, but you have people who source it and actually get through, and it helps them because I think it's a whole of 50 points. That's a lot to boost your points, but it's a rough time. And since I'm on the topic, I'm just gonna finish off what I had to say this long while. So I watched a video recently on TikTok that says, in effect, Canada sold some people the dream and it's not really the dream, and basically nobody should come to Canada because in essence they're saying that Canada is catfishing people. I guess it's due to the recent updates making it harder for immigration. So people are saying that Canada presented the idea that once you study you will get PR. I just want to say that a lot of people think that when you study in Canada, you will automatically get PR after your studies, and it doesn't work like that. You have to go through the process just like everybody. However, more people are studying before applying because that will give you additional points. It gives you a lot of points that will boost your scores. So that is why people study. Now, the idea that studying in Canada will automatically lead to PR, I believe people got the idea from immigration consultants and perhaps lawyers. When they consult with you, they tell you don't have enough points. I think you need to study. So many people have studied and it works for them. So they sell you as if it's an automatic thing because it is so easy after studying that it's as if it is automatic in most cases. So people usually buy it and they study. In the past, there were no issues getting it for quite some time, but recently things changed. Back to the comments, people are saying Canada is lying because Canada said that it is a sure pathway. I think that's a term that they used. I would love if anybody knows about it to share the link in the comment section or talk about it in the comment section if they know where I can read or see where Canada says that once you study, it's gonna be a breeze or it's automatic for you to get PR. Because when I was coming, my letter of explanation, in it, I had to put that at the end of my studies, I will be going back home to practice. In essence, you have to prove that you have ties back home and you will go back home. While I was at the airport getting my study permit, they asked me if I was gonna stay or I was gonna leave. So right throughout, I had to make it known that I will go back. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I've seen people in the comments also stating that that's what they had to do. So they too are confused. The first thing is that I feel like these consultants, like I know in the past nobody foresaw this to say that this is gonna happen, but you have to play it safe by telling people, even in things that are sure, you have to cover your back by telling people that, listen, this is a decision that you have to make. It's not sure, but you have a good chance, and emphasize the word, because then now people are saying it's a catfish and this and that and that. I feel like people are saying this because Canada was once one of the easiest countries to migrate to, and since the changes, it's competing with other countries that make it hard. Also, I feel like many people are disappointed is the fact that, like I said, they no longer say give a timeline. They are now saying effective immediately. So people don't have time to plan accordingly. You plan now, later on you see that things change. And I feel like that's where a lot of people are left disappointed. I really feel it for you guys, people who are studying now. I feel it for you guys, and I hope that you will have ample time to realize your goal that you spent so much money to work towards. In this immigration thing, I made sure that I was on it, even though I had a 3-year and I knew I would get a 3-year PGWP. I made sure that I started the process early. I have to say that it is shocking that some people are in Canada and they do not know anything about immigration. The only thing they know is that they can study, and studying leads to PR. They don't know how, they don't know it. I was so flabbergasted when I learned that there are people. I asked people, so what pathway will you take? They don't know express entry. Of all the pathways, if you tell me you don't know express entry is like the most known way to migrate. Unless you have spoken to somebody who is helping you actively on the journey, meaning like a consultant, or you see a friend did it and you're following in the footstep or something, you are quite lost, especially at this point where immigration is. Because if you are studying in Canada right now, you should be aware of at least 3 pathways that you want to take to get PR. And I feel like even people who are not studying know express entry. Like, it is the most known and used pathway to migrate to Canada. You don't know your CRS score, you don't know what pathway you're gonna take, and you are investing so much money in this thing. And then when you get your PGWP is probably when you start hunting ways to move to Canada. By the time you look, somebody's gonna tell you, oh, do express entry, because like I said, it's the most known pathway. Anybody you speak with, they're gonna tell you, have you tried express entry? So now this is the time that you're knowing about express entry and you jump in the express entry. Remember that your profile is active for a year. So you are in this express entry pool waiting 1 entire year of your 3-year PGWP, and you've lost a year. You now have 2 years. So you're still hopeful, because guess what? Your scores are not too far off. You missed it, yes, but you're still hopeful. So you do another year while you're just seeking other pathways, and you waste another year. And now you have 1 year before everything expires to leave Canada, and that's when you're running around like a headless chicken trying to find ways to stay in the country. And that's when you start to resent Canada and its immigration system, because it fails you when indeed you are part of the failure. I know that there are people who sincerely only have 1 year PGWP because they did a 1-year program before everything cut out, or you're just in a difficult situation. I'm not talking about you people. I'm talking about people who wait until the last moment and then they're gonna cry about not getting in. Remember, you did not get a scholarship to come here. This is your hard-earned money that you're taking to study in Canada. So you have to take it seriously. While studying is when you have to seek pathways. Many people don't know that you can become PR while you study. You have to know these things. You have to study these things. You have to research these things. Otherwise, you are setting up yourself for disappointment. As I initially stated, or what brought me to this video, this is when you're now gonna tell people, don't move to Canada because Canada is the worst country in the world. where immigration is concerned and it's catfishing people, you have to make sure that you cover your back and do not use your situation to discourage people from coming to Canada. Everybody's situation is different. I try my best to not present Canada as this amazing country, and I also try my best to not present it as the worst. I present my experience, I present what I research, I present the experience of other people, just to teach you so that you don't have to make that mistake, or this does not have to happen to you, or you can learn this so that this can be easier for you, because everybody's situation is totally different. But what I'm trying to say is make sure that you are on your P's and Q's. Also, if you're thinking about moving to Canada using the study route, have it in the back of your mind that it is not guaranteed. Things can change at any point. You can be left disappointed. While you have that in the back of your mind, you're going to do everything within you to jump on any pathway possible, to do your research, all of those things, just to make sure that you realize or you actualize your goal. So that's just my encouragement. And try your best to learn French, please. They're doing a draw for Francophone. Also, stay up to date with what they're doing, because you might jump on doing French and then they say, here what? We're cutting out Francophone, we're cutting out this, we're cutting out that. You know, it's so unpredictable, and that is what I don't like about it. It's very unpredictable. But what you see they are promoting now, make use of it. Jump on it. I think they're also emphasizing tech. They have consistently been promoting Francophone and healthcare. I know that not everybody is experienced in healthcare, but if, say for example, you have done something in your bachelor's program that allows you to do something in healthcare, do that. Or something in French. I know that learning something new, especially a foreign language, is not easy. If you have the opportunity to do it now. Use YouTube. Even if you pay to learn French, it works out cheaper than coming here and spending so much money to do a master's program, much more bachelor's program that takes 4 years. This is like you waiting for 4 years, not knowing what's going to happen at the end of 4 years. But don't give up on the dream. There are so many ways that you can get this dream. All I'm saying is be open. I am so blessed that my thing worked out, because it's just the mercy of God. My draw in the express entry was the last low score, and it's been a year. 5 days from now, about 6 days from now, we'll make it a year since we got PR. So it's really by God's grace that we actually became PR, because ever since the scores are through the roof. But like I said, I made sure that if I'm not qualified for express entry, I would have another route. I would try SINP. I would capitalize on my French. I would do something else. I would make sure that I get it at the end of the day. So I had multiple options as opposed to just relying on federal skilled worker express entry. I don't know. I just hope that I can encourage somebody to just be smarter with your options. Don't wait until the last moment you are crying because you really did not get something that you wanted. Just be smart. That's all I'm saying. And I hope that it works for you. And I hope that in the future, well, not in the future, because there are people who are in the situation right now, so I don't want to say in the future, but I hope that something will happen where you can get onto another pathway, because I'm not going to say where they're going to fix immigration, because it seems as if it's going worse. So I hope that you will jump on something that will make it easier for you, and just don't give up. That's just my little encouragement for you guys.